Welcome to my YouTube channel again. My name is Ayotunde Adeshina. Thank you so much for your likes and your subscription. I really appreciate it. God bless you a lot. So guys, we started a topic on prioritization of sound reinforcement for worship centers. We've done the introductory part of this. We've done we've talked about the first section, which is the planning stage that answers the question why. So today's topic is focusing on the second stage, which talks about the purchasing stage, which answers the question what. Now let's just break it all down. You want to build a church. You want to build a facility where you will be you'll be ministering to over, maybe let's say 5,000 people or 4,000 people, and you do your own assessment by talking to a sound engineer that, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is the amount of people that are going to be in the auditorium, this is the maximum amount of people that are going to be in the auditorium. So anytime you are calculating the amount of people you are expecting in the auditorium, you must always use maximum, not minimum, not half, maximum, that you have at least 20% volume ahead of that, or 30% volume ahead of that maximum, so that you won't be stressing your PA. So when we talk about all these things, when you say you've talked to your engineer, you've decided on what you want to buy, you decided on what you want to buy, you've planned everything. If you have like I said, if you have a 3,000 or a 5,000 capacity auditorium, and you know that your sound cannot cover a 5,000 capacity church, what is now the point of actually deciding on building it nevertheless and not having enough sufficient sound to fill that hall? Now, if you don't have enough sound to fill that hall, you will be forced to push the sound, thereby creating more reflections rather than audibility and clarity. You'll be having more reflections, and when you have reflections, you'll be having standing waves. It means that when one sound is going, the direct sound is going, another one, the reflection is coming back to meet it. So it's going to be cancelling out. And that will not be a desirable sound. The sound will not be clear enough. But if you have enough sound, enough PA, when you've planned on what you want to do, you've known the amount of people that are going to be in your hall. You've known, okay, if we build this church, what are the things they're going to put on the altar to reduce reflection? What are the things that are going to do what are the things that we're going to hang on the walls of the church to reduce reflections? After you've done all these things, there's all this research that you've used in the planning stage, and you've you've connected with your sound engineer, your acoustic engineer, the necessary professionals in that field. That is when you can now decide on this and this and this and finalize on what you need to buy. So like I was saying, if you want to build a big auditorium and you don't have enough sound, enough reinforcement, enough PA to fill that sound, to fill that hall without you pushing too much of volume, one thing I will always advise you to do is, instead of building a 5,000 capacity church or a 2,000 capacity church, build half of that capacity. What I mean is, if you want to build a 5,000 capacity, do a 2,000 or a 2,005 capacity, and split your services into 3. It's better for you to run multiple services and everybody coming is hearing than you having a big capacity and doing one service and some people are not hearing. You get my point? So it's better for you to make do with 2,000 capacity so that you have enough money. The money you're supposed to use to build the remaining maybe 2,005 or the remaining 2,000 capacity, the remaining you can just put it into sound plus the little amount you have kept for the sound, and you get a proper good sound. Because it's gross injustice for you not caring about the audience. When you care about the audience, you mean you are particular about how the sound is going to reach them. So the planning stage that we've talked about in the previous video is what will birth the purchasing stage. You get what I'm saying? So proper planning births proper results. If you don't plan, you won't get results. So you have to put the planning first before you structure. Even if you are going to be using a temporary structure, you look at the acoustic of the place, you know that, okay, this place, does it sound good? Is it sound friendly? You know whether you're going to be getting curtains or drapes, or you'll be getting acoustic panels. If the place sounds tight, you know that, okay, we have to get effects like a reverb to add on the master bus or to send to an effect bus, so that you'll be channeling some instruments to start to give you liveliness. I remember the time when my church was running service in a cinema hall. where basically the sound was purely dead. It was soundproof to the core. So I usually had a little bit of effect then. Our mixer had effect, so I add a little bit of reverb just to give it a little bit of liveliness, so it will not be too dry. So you will take a look at all these things. Then it is now after you that you can now say, okay, this is what. So everything I'm saying is that you look at everything, the summation of everything, and you now plan it. And after you've looked at everything, you plan it. It is now then you can decide on what you want to buy, what will work for that place, what you need to use, what you don't need to buy, what you need to forecast to buy. What are the things you want to say, okay, in the future, this is where we are going. So that really covers this purchasing stage where answers the question, what? So in order for you to know what to buy, you must first do assessment, like I've talked about. And I also gave an example of the church building a 5,000 capacity, splitting it into two and doing multiple services. That is also a very good example of how you can do that. If you're in a temporary auditorium, you don't know whether it's you don't know whether it's going to work for you. Get an acoustic engineer. Let them go there. Get your sound engineer. Let them go there and go and check it. See how they can achieve a good sound with it. If they say the place is not good enough, and we should look for another place, then try another place. Don't just look at how beautiful the church is. Look at the performance. What you need a hall for is not the beauty, it's the performance, the friendliness of the sound. How friendly the hall is to sound. Because there's really no point of gathering people in a hall that when you say you have almost 3 seconds RT60. So guys, I hope you get my point. It's just as simple as that. You talk about planning. After you've planned and you've done your assessment, you now decide on what to buy. This is what we are buying that will fit this place. This is what we are buying that will fit this place. So guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate you for taking time to watch this video. Stay tuned to my channel for the next video, which is going to be the third and the last video, which we're talking about how, which is the application stage. After we've decided on what we want to do, we've got it. How do we manage this thing? How do we make it effective? How do we ensure that this thing will give us proper productivity? How are we going to embrace people into this workstation, this workflow? How do we invite people? What are the results we're going to get? So that is what is going to be focusing on the last video. So thank you very much. Stay blessed. God bless you. Peace.